Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I'm going to be showing you a Superstar. Now, I didn't realize we've done 3 or 4 Superstars in a row. I might have chosen something different, but we've got a 4061 floor plan here, a brand new 2023. This unit is available, so if you have any questions on it, let us know. Let's go ahead and get started up front. As most of you know, the Superstars are built on the Freightliner M2 106 chassis. And 106, what that is, it's the length of your engine compartment. They'll make a 112 chassis, which you could get a bigger engine in. This has got the 8.9 liter Cummins. It's 360 horse, 1,100 foot-pounds of torque. And let's start right here with the engine. Now, one of the really nice features about the Super Cs, if you're the kind of person that likes to do your own engine work, you can get in here very easily. I can even step inside the tire and the frame here, access everything I need to. Coolant is here, air filter, windshield wiper filter. On the other side, we've got our dipsticks, everything very easy to get into. Let's go around over there and take a look. You can see here we've got our power steering fluid. This is our fuel filter, water separator, oil, transmission, dipsticks, very easy to access. I just heard somebody talking about these Cummins engines, and I never thought of it this way. But they said all the fluids, everything that you can change, that you can check yourself, won't be red. If it's something red, leave that to the experts. And again, the uniqueness of the Super C, being able to get right inside this chassis when I'm working on it, for somebody that's not real tall, this is a nice advantage. And another thing I want to point out while I'm right here, let me drop this. They do have struts on it, so the hood won't come down and slam on your head. But this bumper is very unique also. And if you see this section right here, it's actually made to break away in an accident. Let me pick this back up and let you see it from this angle. You can see it's bolted on. You could actually take this off if you needed to work on it. And there's a flange right here. And the reason Freightliner does this, they have found that in many front-end accidents, with this being a breakaway, you don't do as much damage. With that flange, it doesn't dig into the tire, so you may not need to replace the tire. Just a nice feature. And with the center section of that bumper, you're legal. That's really all you need to have. And then these headlights, which they have the, I don't know if they're the xenon or whatever the bulbs are, very bright, but this plastic is almost indestructible. Several front-end accidents don't even break this headlight. So again, that's $700 or $800 you don't have to replace. Okay, let's walk around the outside. Let me point out some of the features. Again, a 360 Cummins with 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. You can see we've got a camera right here. We do have a 360 camera system on this, and I'll point those out as we go around. As we walk down the passenger side, first of all, you have locking gas tank covers on both sides. So you have 2 50-gallon tanks you can fill from both sides. They are connected, but to fill them from one side alone would take an awfully long time, so it's best to do them individually. And then on the other side, you have your DEF tank. You can only put DEF in from one side. As we walk down the coach, you see we've got another camera here, side camera. We also have our flagpole holder here. Comes with a little bracket, so if you want to fly, you know, your college colors or something, nice place to do it right there. While we're here, let's get a look at the awnings. I always seem to forget to talk about those. These are your Girard rooftop awnings, and you have 2 of them that run the whole length of the coach. They come down, they're articulated, and they're also motion censored. So if the wind starts blowing, these could close themselves while we're inside at any time, but that's just a safety feature for it. Okay, as we look at our storage compartments, this first one here, not a real deep one, but you can see they're nicely finished. They do have a heater right there. We have a little bit more room on this one. And then we have a third one right here. So all three of those together is actually pretty good storage. Even though you don't have the pass-through in the front like your Class A's, you've got some good deep compartments. They also kind of redid their seals for these compartment doors, which makes the doors a lot easier to close. They latch so much easier. 3-step entry, which is only a few units have them. The Supreme Air and the Superstars have them, but other than that, you have to be in a King Air, Essex, or London Air, which are the big 600 horse, to get these steps. And they are a hydraulic step with sensors. So if you have a curb here, it's not going to come down and crush it, or a tree or a rock here. It'll only come out so far and stop. Also, you've got a very heavy-duty grab handle, keyless entry with a doorbell. All right, looking at some more of our side compartments. Now, here you can see we actually get a little pass-through overhead. And another thing, when I open a door, the LED lights come on in all the compartments, so you're not having to search for a light. Here we've got our outside TV with the Bose soundbar. Also, we have our dump valve for our fresh water tank, very easy to access. You can see over on the right, we've got controls for our sound bar there. As we move down, we've got a couple of compartments back here, and this is where the Newmars are very unique. They actually do provide some pass-through storage underneath. You get this like 3/4 slide-out tray. Here is your vacuum attachments. You've got an air hose. You have an air compressor on board, so you might as well have a hose to fill up your tires and toys and things like that. You also have a central vac, both inside, and you can hook up to it outside. This makes it nice for cleaning out your storage compartments. And then in this one, again, you can see we've got some pass-through storage. We also have the release for our rear latch. As we step around the rear, you can see you've even got access to storage here. You've got some racks here for tools or fluids or oil, whatever you want to use them for. You know, you can put your longer, lawn chairs, or maybe you've got one of the little giant ladders that would fit in here. And here what you see is our inserts for the receiver hitch. Now this chassis is rated to tow 20,000 pounds. And ideally, that's what these Super Cs are meant for. They've got the engine up front, over the front steer wheels, which is where you want them for towing. You can hook up to 20,000 pounds here. Now, this isn't a coach that's going to take you up Eisenhower Pass at 65, 70 miles an hour. If you need to maintain that kind of speed, you need to get up to a 600 Cummins or maybe the DD15. But with this 8.9 Cummins, it gives you the torque to pull these heavy loads up a big hill like Vail Pass or Eisenhower and still be going 40, 45, maybe 50 miles an hour with that load. You also have your reducer here from 3-inch down to 2-inch. So if you're using a, say, a Blue Ox to tow a vehicle, it adapts down. And then of course we've got our Stinger here with the 2-inch ball and the 2 5/16, which are your common sizes. We also have a 7-way here and a hookup for a camera on your stacker trailer. Now this is equipped with the 30-amp connection for a stacker trailer, and a lot of people have a camera that they put back there. You can toggle back and forth in the cab between one camera and the other. Okay, let's come along to the shady side over here where it's a bit cooler. Again, these are our 2 back compartments. Here is our 30-amp connection for that stacker trailer. This is actually the cogwheel for the slide-outs. Newmar makes its own slide-outs and very dependable. That's a 12-inch, very heavy-duty cog there. And you can see the pass-through storage. And same thing over here. You know, some people ask, why doesn't that slide tray go all the way through? Well, I guess you could, but if you had taller compartments, because of your frame, you wouldn't be able to go in and out. I actually like having this side empty because it gives you a lot more room if you've got taller items you want to get in here. Okay, again, we have the docking lights on the outside. We have a little compartment right there, maybe for your sewer hose or gloves or something like that. And then here's our water compartment. And Newmar does a great job with all of theirs. Everything is labeled, very easy, to read. Here is your sewer rinse. You have a whole house filter, outside shower, hot and cold water drains, a water pump switch. Over here you've got your black and gray electric valves to open them. And then we also have a power water hose. This is manual out, power in. And you can see this is our winterization bypass tube. When it comes time to winterize it, if you do that yourself, very easy to access it right here. Just a real, you know, well-designed, clean-looking water compartment there. In this next compartment, we get our hydraulic pump. Now this is for your levelers and the slides. A little bit of room beside it, and notice it is on a slide-out tray, so you can pull this out if you need to work on it, or maybe you're just adding some hydraulic fluid. Next to that, we have our battery compartment, and this is the all-electric coach here. Next to the battery compartment, we have our Oasis system. Now, this is a hydronic heating system that provides your hot water, your furnace, engine preheat. The nice thing about the Oasis is there's actually 2 electric elements and 1 diesel element. So in colder weather, you could probably get away with just using your electric compared to some of the other units that only have a single electric element. And it's a quieter running, cleaner burning unit. That's one of the reasons Newmar uses it. This compartment, we've got our 8,000 watt quiet diesel generator. That'll provide all the power you need to run both air conditioners, your microwave, or whatever you want. And this last compartment, we've got our 50 amp power cord. And again, that's manual in and power, or manual out, power rewind. And up there we've got our inverter. That's a 2800 watt inverter. Again, you notice all the lights come on when you open that compartment door. Over here again is our fuel, and our def fill is right here. So 100 gallons of fuel, and I believe that's a 10-gallon def tank. Another one of your side cameras. Like I say, we'll show the 360 camera when we get inside. Another thing about the Super Cs, I mean, they're kind of tall off the ground. And it's nice to have the handles and the support to be able to pull yourself up very easily. And another thing that I'll point out while we're right here is we have air ride seats. Now, all of these units, they have air suspension in the back, but the front is leaf springs and shocks, so I can air up my seat right there, dump it down. We've got a couple of different lumbar supports. This is to lock it in. If you like the height and you don't want the bounce and want to lock it in there, you can do that right there. We also have a heated seat. A lot easier to see it from right here. Okay, let's go around and go inside, take a look at the floor plan. Again, this is the 4061, which is only a single center bathroom, and I kind of like that setup. The bath and a half, if you really don't need it, it just takes up room. Why don't you go ahead and step in and okay. Now this is the Remy decor, and I didn't mention it, but outside we had a custom paint job. Newmar is one of the few companies that will customize it. They're not going to do your own design and pattern, but they will change the colors. So that was a special option paint job. We have the Remy decor in here with the Newport glazed maple is what this is called. Okay, let's start up here in the cab area. First of all, we've got a nice skylight right there, and we have a shade for it. It's nice at night or when the sun's beating in and you want to cool things down a little bit. You can drop that whenever you want. Okay, let's get over here. Let me lower my seat a little. All right, so again, this is a Freightliner M2 106. Over here on the left, what you've got is your cruise control and your speed control. One nice feature, I'll go ahead and fire this up for you. Had it running, so the airbags are pretty much all full. But if your engine's been sitting cold and you want to go to a fast idle, you've got the rabbit mode. You can turn on your cruise control. And there you can hear it. You can see the RPMs jump up a couple hundred. It'll just help heat it up faster, help fill your airbags if you've dumped your airbags. And speaking of those, as we move along the dash, you might be backing up to a trailer and want to dump your airbags. And we've got a couple of ways to do that. First, let me get into our camera system. So this is your normal mode. We do have the 360 camera, so you can see all the way around you. Let me see. Let's get back to our rear. Now the thing about this, I can set it for the horizon to see what's behind me. I can put it on normal, or if I'm backing up to a trailer, I can look right down at my hitch, and then all I need to do, release that. You can't really tell from here, but we're dropping down. And we'll go all the way to the bottom of those airbags, make it easier to hook onto your trailer. You can back right up and line it up perfectly by yourself. I'm going to shut that off, let it air back up here a little bit. While we're right here, let's talk about some of these controls. We've got a couple of USB ports. That's to drop our rear airbags, shade up, shade down. This is the toggle switch for your camera if you've got a second camera on your stacker trailer. This locks in your differential for your drive axles. Light test if you want to test all your outside lights. I won't go through all that right now. This is the forced regen. You do have the particulate combustion chamber. This is probably something you will never use, but the reason it's there is this chassis is used for commercial trucking quite a bit. And they may idle theirs for hours at a time when they're at a rest stop or in downtime. They once in a while have to burn that off manually. That's what this switch is for. You also have your battery house and chassis battery boost. So if you come out and you realize that, oh, I let my house batteries get dead, I want to charge them up, I can fire it up, push that button, jump the chassis batteries, or actually the alternator, to the house batteries, use that to get the generator started, and then I'll power my house battery. So generator starts right here. Here is your outside docking lights, and then you have some cab ceiling lights right there. Okay, and then we're aired up. This button here, actually, when the engine's not running, if I want to dump my rear airbags, I would do it right here. And the reason I would want to do that, let's say I'm pulling into my sight and it's not completely level. I'm about to run my levelers down. You want more travel in those back jacks. So when I dump my airbags, it'll settle down. Then my jacks come down and I've got more room to adjust to try to get the coach level. Door locks here, we have mirror heat. These are our window controls. As you can see, we've got the 6-speed Alison transmission. You can manually downshift that. Also this mode, what that is, it switches your shift points a little bit. So when you're in economy mode, it may help you get slightly better fuel mileage when you don't need to accelerate quite so fast. So generally, I just leave that in the normal mode. And then again, we've got our interior lights. That's for our shocks, our engine brake, and we do have a 2-speed engine brake here. Also, oops, I guess I should have kept this running for, we've got 2 horns. We've got our normal one. When the engine's running, you've got your big trucker horns there. All right, now overhead, this actually is for a CB radio, and quite a few people still use them, so we can add them there. We've got nice storage, and one of the great things about buying a Newmar, right here, they give you the important phone numbers. If you want to call the Newmar specialist, and right there is Darren Todd's number. You can also reach out to Freightliner. Noogle is a system, it's like Newmar's Google that has the schematics and information on every system in this coach. Once you're an owner, you can sign up for Noogle and get information there. Just really nice that they provide all this for you. And while I'm talking about that, I just want to mention one thing that's unique about Transwest RV, what maybe sets us apart from other dealers. We have a technical expert here. His name's Bill Havercorn. And when you buy from us, you'll have his cell phone. Bill, him and I worked together nearly 20 years ago at another dealership up the road. He was a service manager. And he probably is one of the more knowledgeable people you'll ever meet on all RV systems. So to have a number you can call when you're camping, and my jacks won't come up. I can't get them to reset. I don't know if it's a blown fuse. I need help. We've got somebody that you can call directly. When you call Newmar, they will get back to you, but it's not the same as having virtually an expert tech at the other end of the phone walking you through a system. So one of the benefits when you do buy from Transwest. Okay, moving on, we'll show you a little bit more of the storage area up front. And, you know, they're not big compartments, but I guarantee every one of them will get used for maps or maybe some electronics. If you have a dog, I keep my leashes and my dog treats and the doggy poop bags all in one compartment. And then you've got a couple of more over here. So there's actually a lot of storage in the cab for smaller items. Okay, let's move back and take a look at the floor plan. This one does have the dinette booth. This got some storage under both of these. And FYI, although this does pull out, you get a couple of leaves, a couple of extra folding chairs. This does not make into a sleeper. And if you're looking for one that does, generally they have an angled piece right here that drops down and you have a couple of cleats. So I get asked that a lot. This is not a sleeper dinette. Okay, overhead, we've got, again, some more storage. And this used to be where they had always put the DVD players and your electronics. People are getting away from that a lot more. No, it does have a satellite. You may have your satellite system up here, but they do leave some areas for your electronics. But if you take a look at this compartment, it's open all the way. And although it's not the tallest one because of the header here for the slide out, there's a lot of room there, and you can get longer items in there. Even get a little bit more storage in this corner. Okay, moving back, we have our TV area right here. And then we get some nice full pull-out drawers right here. And then there's one more little storage cubby. And again, I guess this would probably be the place where I would keep my dog stuff as I'm heading out the door and want to grab it. Okay, across from the dinette, we have theater seating. Now there is an option to get a couch that has a hide-a-bed, but you know, if it's just a couple using it, you may not need that. I do like these. They're very comfortable. They are electric. Now, we're running on our inverter right now. We also have some fans going to help keep it cool. That'll provide 110 power, but you can't run everything on your inverter. You can't run your air conditioners, and I don't believe you can run the dishwasher either. You need your generator on or to be plugged in at 110 at that point. But the theater seating will run off the inverters. You do have a nice little storage area down here, so maybe your games or cards if you still, bring those along. Place for your remote controls. And then overhead here, we've got some more great storage. And again, I like the fact that these are open because it's easier to get longer items in there if you don't have these compartments. And this is all 100% solid wood. There is no wrap styles in here. This is the maple, and Newmar does all this in-house. They just do a great job with the woodwork. So we moved back to the kitchen. Show you the overhead storage first. A couple of compartments there. And again, you've got a header in there. They're not as deep as some of your other compartments, but certainly ample for a pantry and kitchen use. Underneath, we do have a little extension here. Small compartment there. And then over here, we've got room for a trash can and a lot of storage underneath the sink here. The sink is the undermount dual stainless steel, and just nicely finished. I love their hard surface countertops, their backsplashes. You get a residential style sprayer here, and really nice counter space if you want to keep those covered. And then we do have the induction cook surface. The nice thing about this one is it pulls out. You can unplug it right there, take it outside, and use it out under your awning. You also get a couple of cutting boards there, and I think people are afraid to use them because all our used ones, basically the cutting boards have never been used. Okay, underneath we do have 4 more full pull-out drawers, and you can see with this one you get touch-up paint, you get your remote controls. That's going to be the bracket for your flagpole that you have outside. And these are all soft close. Over here is the dishwasher, and like I say, I need to have 110 either plugged in or the generator running to get that open. Another very deep drawer here. And then we move back to our 19 cubic foot residential style refrigerator. Plenty of storage in there. Okay, now on this floor plan, the 4061, you only get a single bathroom, a mid-bathroom, but actually I kind of like this floor plan. You don't need a bath and a half. You're using a lot of space for that half bathroom. And I'm just going to open some stuff up here and then step into the shower so Jody can get in and look around a little bit. Let's see. There we go. And then let me get out of the way while see the underneath storage. One thing about the shower, and again, I'm about 5'8", so you can see there's plenty of headroom here, but it has the water miser, your AquaView they call it. This basically is a system that's going to save your fresh water. While it's heating up for a shower, you're actually recirculating it back into the freshwater holding tank. You're not wasting the water, and you're not filling your gray tank till this turns red. You throw the switch. Now it'll come out your shower head. That's when you're using the water, filling your gray tank. But up until you need it, you're not wasting it. And then another nice option I always like is this teak seat. As you get older, sometimes it's nice to sit here, or if the ladies want to put their feet up there when they're shaving their legs. Ample room for a shower. Okay, let me get out of here, close these up. We walk past it, I'll point it out now. This is our central vac, and when you lift that up, you can sweep the floor right there, and that'll suck it up. Otherwise, right there is where you put your hose. and you've got enough hose to reach the entire coach. Very easy. Another nice change for this year, they put the main monitor panel right here in the middle, so you can access all your systems. You can see our house battery's getting a little low right now because we're running the inverter, we're running the fans, we got all the lights on. When we shut those off, that'll come back up. But we do have an auto gen start. That's right there. So I can set this to turn on at a certain point when the batteries get low. You can also set it according to your HVAC. If it hits 75 degrees and I've left my dog inside, I might want the air conditioner to kick on. So that's what you can do with your auto gen start. Set it to turn on at a certain temperature. Let's get back into the home screen. We can control all of our lights right there. We have our Bluetooth if you want to pair somebody. Just very easy to access everything right here. Now you do have the KIB panels on the side for your lights throughout the coach. There's probably half a dozen, maybe 7, 8, 9 of these throughout the coach. So you can control the individual rooms off these, but it's nice to have it on a central panel also. So back here in the bedroom, here we go. We've got a king bed. You do get storage underneath, and you can see we've got the two table leaves, a couple of folding chairs with matching fabric. On each side of the bed, you've got a pedestal, and you can see you've got a 110 and some USB ports. You've got room there if you have a sleep machine at night or an oxygen machine. You can set it up right there on either side of the bed. But also, there's a plug in there and an access port over here to drop your air lines down if you have a machine that you want to keep up here and kind of get out of the way. Again, this storage, again, goes all the way across. I'm not quite long enough. There we go. So you can see how much storage you get there over your bed. And then on the side, we do have functioning windows, so you can open these up, get a bit of a cross breeze. And then you have the day-night shades, and these are manual. And, you know, I know people like the push-button gadgets and everything electronic, and you can run it off a tablet. But for my money, manual shades are a lot less trouble. I don't mind pulling them down. Okay, let's take a look over here across from the bed at our dresser area. And again, there's good storage here. Now, this compartment they did leave for, you know, satellite receiver or a DVD player or other things. Like I say, people are doing a lot more streaming and maybe using a Starlink, so you don't see that so much. But this compartment's open over here. And again, I've said it a few times. I like the fact that they leave it open. It really makes it easier to get stuff in there. Underneath, we have 6 deep pull-out drawers. And these are soft close. And then even this top drawer, which used to fold down and always be like a video component, they're putting a drawer in there now. Okay, and then that brings us back to our wardrobe area. One thing about not having a bath and a half, if you have the half bathroom there, your main bathroom's back here, you don't get as much wardrobe area. So this goes most of the way across here. You can see we've got a safe in there. Plenty of room to hang your clothes. That carpet there is for the cab area. We also have access to our hot and cold water lines, and that is for our washer and dryer, which is right here. And then, of course, there's room for more storage, so they put in some more drawers. You've got a nice deep one there. This one's a little bit skinnier, but then I have 4 more back here that are full pull-out. Give you a lot of storage area. And then got a pedestal with your USB ports and your 110 outlets. One thing I'll mention about the ceiling too, I like the way Newmar covers their air conditioning ducts. This is a really nice decorator ceiling. Your AC vents are right down the middle. If you are in Texas in July and it's ungodly hot, you might want to fire up your generator, run your AC. A lot of companies, when the slides come in, you're blowing that air down over the slides. With Newmar, it runs down the center, so the air is coming down where you want it. So I think that's about it for today. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Once again, my name's Mark Love. I think they're showing my contact information on the screen. This coach is available, so if you have questions, call, text, or email me. Summer's coming to an end. Touch of fall in the air. It was down in the low 50s this morning, so I hope you've had a chance to get out and do some traveling. Anybody with questions, reach out to us at any time. Thanks again. Happy trails, my friends.